Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid preview. This is the preview to Atlético Madrid against Real Madrid. Madrid derby away from home at the Wanda Metropolitano. Real Madrid must win this game. It's our biggest challenge so far this season. It's our biggest test so far this season. People have been saying you've been playing easy teams. You're you know winning games. You're playing well, but so far this season you've played easy teams. Quote easy teams, and I don't agree. I don't agree. First of all, there isn't any team that's easy. By the way, there's no easy game. There's no easy team. Especially when you look at La Liga and the Champions League. None of the teams that are in La Liga are easy, and none of the teams that make it to the Champions League are easy. But okay, but this is the perfect game to silence all the critics. Real Madrid fans know that throughout the first 6 La Liga games and the 1 Champions League game so far this season, one thing's for certain, there's room for improvement. We are not at our 100%. We've been saying this since Xabi Alonso came in for the Club World Cup. This squad, this team, is not going to start off at 100%. And we came in with probably 0% because after a terrible season, new players coming in, things are going to be so different. Where are we now on the scale in terms of the percentage and where we are? 75-80% maybe? Perhaps. But we're not 100%. We're not at our best. And we know that. But we're getting by. We're doing enough to get by. We're playing well enough to get by. Last season, where were we? We were playing with 15-20%. Now we are seeing at least perhaps 75-80% of the way there. Are we ever going to tip 100%? It's tough because you might look at it and go, it's only a 25-30% increase. No, it's a lot bigger and tougher than that. But anyways, this team right here, right now, is good enough. Is good enough when it's fit, when everyone's fit, when Vinny Jr. is playing like the way he did against Levante, when Mbappe is in the hot goal scoring form that he is right now, when the defense is as good as it's been in the last few seasons as it is currently right now, and you've got the best goalkeeper in the world, you've got arguably one of the best center defensive midfielders in the world, you've got a player in front of Valverde who's the engine who runs non-stop. When you've got Bellingham who could come back in this game, we'll talk about him a little bit later. But you've also got Arda Güler, you've got Masantuono who is starting to gel in. When you add these components in, you see the pieces. But are we at 100%? No. Are we good enough to win? Yes. We may not be at 100%, but we are still good enough to win. And I think going into this incredibly important Madrid derby, Real Madrid just have to go in and get the result. It's one of those games where you can play really, really, really well and you don't win, you don't get the 3 points and you slip up. No. I would rather the mentality switch. We know that we're going to struggle in games. We know we're not going to be able to be on top for 90 full minutes. So what we do is at least we play it smart, we protect, we play conservative, and we protect our lead. And we might play counter-attacking football. We might play counter-attacking football. We might have only a few moments in the game because Atletico Madrid might come into this, as we all know how Simeone tends to play, defensive football. I know people are saying he hasn't been playing the same way as he used to, but this is a big game for him as well. When you look at Atletico Madrid, their form, they haven't really been good so far this season. They've not started off well. I know they're coming off a back of a victory against Rayo Vallecano at home, but they have not played well this season. In their opening 6 games, I believe, have they not had 2 draws? Was it 2 draws? 3 draws actually. 1 loss and 2 wins. So that's 9 points out of their first 18 possible. Not good enough. You know, when you look at Atletico Madrid, they are supposed to be the third best team in Spain. And again, the top two always switches. It's either Barcelona or Real Madrid, right? But Atletico Madrid have always been there and thereabouts. But they've dropped off massively. So for Simeone, for Atletico Madrid, it's an important game. Because if they head into 7 games with 2 wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses, he would have picked up 9 points out of 21 possible points. And that's not good enough for Atletico Madrid standards. And I'm praising them, by the way. I don't want to, but I'm praising them. So look, is he going to go all out attacking? No. Is he going to play a bit more conservative? Yes. And do Real Madrid play teams that are play defensive, conservative, and struggle most of the times? Unfortunately, yes. So look, we're going to have to rely on moments. We're going to rely on individuals. We saw what happened against Espanyol last weekend. One moment from Eder Militao unlocked the game because Espanyol had to get out of their shell. They had to come out after the goal because they're trailing. They can't possibly play the way they are because they're not going to do anything going forward. Atletico Madrid have more quality by far than Espanyol. They're not going to set up as defensive as Espanyol. They're going to have a bit more control in the midfield and attack than Espanyol. But it doesn't mean the same logic can't apply here. You get off to a good start, you get good moments, key moments. It doesn't have to be the centre back. You know, Mbappe, Vini, these are the kind of players that have to create big key moments in such games. That's why they are the best, some of the best in their positions in the world. That's why they are paid the big bucks for. So, that's it. For me, end of discussion, we need to see I'm not expecting control, I'm not expecting domination, because that's unrealistic expectations. Going into this game, I'm genuinely expecting a clear mind, clear head. What does that mean? Don't do stupid things to get sent off. And I'm talking to Carval when we saw what he did. I don't agree those are red cards, especially the Dean Huijsen one, but obviously I think the referee is going to make it very tough, but just don't do anything unnecessary and reckless to get a red card and get sent off and we go on 10 men. Don't. And second of all, forget about winning or losing. Most importantly, it is showing the unity, playing as a team. And thirdly, when you achieve the first two, what you can do is make sure that you make it count. When you have moments, when you are playing well or not playing well, no matter what it is, you take your opportunities. You finish your dinner, you hit them on counter, you take your moments, whatever it may be. Just be clinical and efficient and effective. Just do that. That is the most important part of this game. What it's gonna mean, what it's gonna require, what it's gonna take. That's it. But let's have a slow talk about Atletico Madrid, a slight one here. Like I said, their current form not great. They won against Rayo Vallecano at home, but before that they went away to Mallorca. They drew. They went to Anfield. They lost, but to be fair, it was a last-minute winner from Van Dijk. They beat Villarreal at home. They drew Alaves at away. They drew Elche at home, and they lost to Espanyol away. And can I just say, Espanyol beat them. And again, it's away from home, I get it, but okay. And they couldn't beat Mallorca either, by the way. Again, away from home, you know. But to be fair, they did beat Rayo Vallecano, so and Barcelona couldn't beat Rayo, so that's why they're second. Anyways, we're going a little bit too off topic. They're in very mid form. They're in very mid form. They've got very good players. Julian Alvarez, the third best striker in La Liga. Griezmann, Sorloth. Their new summer signings. You look at Almada, Alex Baena, Johnny Cardoso, Raspadori, Giuliano Simeone, Conor Gallagher, David Henko, Koke, Nico Gonzalez, Ruggeri, Jimenez, Oblak, Molina, Lorente, Barrios, Lenormand, like Javi Galan, so many players that are so good, like so many good players. So look, they're gonna be a big threat. They're gonna really be a big threat. But how will I line Real Madrid up to counter against that? I assume they're gonna play a back three or back five, either one. By the way, anyways, the back five, the strongest back five we have right now is Courtois, Alvaro Carreras, Dean Huijsen, Militao, and Carvajal. No Trent, but I wouldn't have started him in this game anyways. And Huijsen and Militao are playing well, so let's keep it that way. Alvarez isn't the most physical, isn't the tallest, strongest player, so he's quick. He's small and quick and agile. He can get around defense. So we need to make sure that when you have got two players like Huijsen and Militao, they can keep up with him, and I think they can. I think especially Militao. Tchouaméni as the DM with Fede Valverde, and I think Jude Bellingham starts this game for his physicality. Really, the midfield is gonna be a key area. If Simeone goes with a 3-man midfield, when you look at, or even a 4-man midfield, if he does a 3 back with 4 in the middle, or 3 in the middle, perhaps, or even a pivot. If he has got 2 midfielders who can control the tempo of the game, it's gonna be tough. And with that being said, you need the strong physicality presence in there as well. We've got Tchouaméni, who is strong and tall. Fede Valverde isn't the strongest. He's quite tall, to be fair, and he's obviously quick. Bellingham offers not just his physicality, but also that link up to the attack. His natural ability to play as the number 10 nowadays, that helps too. Then the attack. Vini, you're gonna have to hold it in. You're gonna get insulted. You're gonna get hate. You're gonna get like some of the worst things ever. And by the way, I don't mean racism, because that's not tolerated. By the way, I don't mean that. I don't mean being racist. I mean just saying things that aren't racist to try to get into his head, right? Saying things that are bad but not racism. I assume there are gonna be people who, act racist anyways, but I'm not trying to condemn that, by the way. I'm not trying to say that's a good thing. It's not. It's absolutely not. But there are gonna be people who do that. So I'm not saying don't care, ignore, but show them. Show them on the pitch as well. Go out there and dunk on them. Show them. Prove it to them. Make them cry. Come on. We want to see that. We want to see the response by saying, that's effed up, that's messed up that they're doing that. But we also want to see that extra bit. Go out there and screw it up. Stir some shit going. Come on. As you can tell, I'm a bit losing my mind today. Mbappe up top, and I was thinking Mastantuono or Arda Güler, and I've set up for Brahim Diaz, because why not? Why not? He's tend to do well in this fixture. I don't know if it's gonna happen again, but why not? But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the numbers did, subscribe to share us on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh, and by the way, my score predictions is Atletico Madrid 1, Real Madrid 2. I forgot that.